Hello, I am Barendipitous, and today I'm going to be reacting to Chapter 7 of the web novel for Brawlhalla Battle Pass Season 11, Azot's Ascension, I believe the title is. So today there were two reveals. Skulky revealed Indomitable Daylight Core, and I revealed the avatars and the sidekicks for this Battle Pass. So definitely, yeah, check out Battle Pass Season 11 and see all the reveals. You can see all of this right here. I won't show all this. You can watch the videos on your own time. But anyway, let's look at Chapter 7. By the way, in an earlier chapter, someone mentioned the Indomitable Daylight. I forgot who it was. Was it Chell or Azok perhaps or something? Maybe it was Chell. So now we know that refers to Core, Indomitable Daylight Core. And also one of the avatars that I revealed was Daylight Temple Keeper. So Core is some kind of guardian, I think. Anyway, we'll find out. Yeah, so this is the reveal. I think Skulky's reveal, likely. Or maybe that was my reveal with the avatars. No, here it is. It's, yeah, Skulky's reveal with Core. Lord of sunlight and warmth, thank you for your generous gift of 2 soul stones. Your wisdom is wasted here. I can earmark some funds to dedicate a temple for you in Terminus. We need a new curator for our test subject containment. Let me know what more I could offer to clinch the deal. To cinch the deal. Your talents are wasted here. We could use you in Terminus. I can earmark some funds. Oh my gosh, I love it. There's CEO Loki is just fantastic. Anyway. Blank check. No? Nothing would entice you? You want nothing that I could offer? Crying shame, that. We've taken enough of his time. We should go. It was truly a pleasure to be in your presence and to hear your counsel. If we see the Master of Night again, we will be sure to pass on your well wishes. Does Core say anything? They said that Core passed on some wisdom. Did Core say anything? Did Core write it down? What happened? I don't understand. The stone golem shifted as he stood to stand, dislodging mounds of grass and dirt that had accumulated on his body. The vines and roots entangled around the golem's limbs snapped and crumbled with ease, dropping limply to the ground. So I guess Core was just sitting there for centuries, perhaps. Dozens of songbirds roosted in the branches scattered into the sky in a flurry of feathers and leaves. The loud rumbling of grinding stone resounded through the trees as the stone golem lumbered away, stirred to action for the first time in centuries. Every one of the golem's footsteps seemed to sink into the ground as if it were trudging through a marshland, leaving deep, compacted impressions of his weighty stride. Okay. For an ageless guardian golem, he's quite nagging. He told you to remember to floss 3 times. He also said to remember the prophecy of the Jaguar Queen 9 times. There's the prophecy again. Just like what Asuri alluded to before. Was Core really that chatty? Or was it all telepathy? Like, what am I missing here? It's really funny. That's funny little writing there. What is that? What is that? I'm sure wherever you're from, you have stories that speak of some distant catastrophe. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. The first story I learned from the village elders was the story of what happened during the dawn of the first darkness. Second was the prophecy of the Jaguar Queen. A breaking of the world, making it anew, or whatever. What, are you looking for a seminar? Intriguing. Yes, I'd like to hear it. The warrior queen shall walk abroad and vex the stranger gods in their own house. She will defeat them in tests of their own devising and wrest the laurels from their crowns. And in the final battle she will call out, and our old gods will answer in fury, destroying all so the cycle may begin anew. That is, word for word, the prophecy of the Jaguar Queen. Absolutely the exact same, as far as I can tell. It's just a crock of doom and gloom meant to scare the kids at night. I don't give it much stock. I was much like you when it came to that old tale. Stop comparing me to the fell Empress. I used to say that the stories were just that. Stories. She always insisted that it would do no good to prepare for some distant omen of the future, but to focus on what she could do for her people now. This is insulting. I'm literally trying to have her killed. How I see it, Nai was a fool. She squandered her power and resources. These folk tales and prophecies may sound fantastical, but they are always rooted in truth. To not prepare is to be caught unawares. When her people are in such dire straits she should have. Loki's voice trailed off. A sudden, disquieting feeling overcame him. He lost himself in thought. Chell shot him a confused glance but said nothing. Azoth, too, tilted his head and shrugged. Loki's probably thinking about Asgard and Valhalla, like what could be or what should have been or something. But Loki paid them no mind. His mind was elsewhere. Yeah, because Loki is preparing for some disaster, but like people aren't listening to him. They'll see. They'll all see. That kind of thing. Save for their own footsteps, the jungle was silent. Had it always been? Chell had not commented on it. If confronted, she would surely chalk it up to her own prowess as a navigator. But Loki could sense that she had grown restless. The way her eyes darted, wildly searching for something that wasn't there. Her muscles were tensed, and her claws were unsheathed. Her instincts were sharp, and they had not failed her. A huntress knows when she is being watched. But for all her wariness, no beast, no enemy, had ever revealed itself. Their entire journey from the surface and through the forest of the gods had been unnervingly easy. There had been trials and tribulations that had tested the limits of their wit, guile, and strength, but their progression was almost planned, a fantastical farce. There was only one thing Loki disliked more than not getting his way: being at the mercy of someone else's schemes. Azoth, did you ever tell Nai about your time in Brawlhalla? I did. I told her of the grand tournament and that the greatest warriors across space and time were gathered there to test their strength. I've heard you mention this Valhalla before. Some far-off land? Not quite. Valhalla is an afterlife, specifically for those who have fallen in battle. Well, it's supposed to be. We've had some intruders now and then. Yep, you got Nyx, you got Hattori, you got Bodvar, you got Rayman. That's just a smattering of characters who've wandered. Oh, Zariel is another one. Thea. All these characters that I've listed, and probably a few more, came to Valhalla without dying in battle for one reason or another. Anyway, Brawlhalla lore is cool. Azoth, have you ever seen anyone who bore a resemblance to me in Valhalla? I am sorry, I've never seen anyone like you there. Are you hoping to see someone once more? Interesting. Never mind, it's embarrassing. Oh, child, do not be ashamed. We all hope to see the ones we care for again, in this life or the next. After I perished once more, I waited in Valhalla too. First 50 years, then 100, then 200 more, before I gave up. If she ever fell in battle and joined the ranks of the grand tournament, I wanted to see Nai again. But she never came. I simply assumed she must have died a peaceful death, and let that faint dream rest. What a twist, then, to find out that she's still alive. Not well, but alive. Indeed. Even if her heart was twisted, I still feel a sort of selfish reassurance. It is strange to be reunited in some form or another across time. Hey, if you kill her, she might end up in Valhalla. I mean, better she gets whisked away to a different afterlife than mine. I know once I kick it, I wouldn't want to see her again. Can you imagine how embarrassing that'd be for everyone? Yeah, imagine. Loki, you look like you have something you want to say. I've only known you for a little while, but I know how people like you work. You're plotting something. Out with it, then. Clever, aren't you? You're right, but I promise it isn't to your detriment. In fact, I've decided to wholeheartedly commit to your regicidal plot. What? Were you half-heartedly committed before? Think of it as a change in mindset. I thought of your plot as just the whims of an upstart, but now I see the bigger picture. Any qualms I used to have about the slaying of the fell Empress have vanished. And just what exactly convinced you? I've gained significant appreciation for your culture's ways. Let's leave it at that, shall we? It's probably something to do with when he heard about the prophecy of the Jaguar Queen, like significant appreciation for the ways of your culture, and the cycle of renewal and that kind of thing. Oh man, gosh, these chapters are so good. All right, 2 more. I'm very excited to see what the conclusion of this is. These like every character's motivations are really interesting. I'm really excited to have us finally meet Fell Empress Nai in this story. Anyway, that's all for this chapter. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, all the best.